G'day folks, welcome back to Tassie Bushcraft. I'm heading back up to my bushcraft camp. Like last time, it's getting dark, not quite as dark though this time. So hopefully I'll be making the whole way of the journey up in the light. If you haven't seen the last episode, I'll stick a link up to that so you can check what I've done up there already, which really isn't much. So hopefully get up there tonight, set up camp. Won't do much tonight, but then tomorrow hopefully I'll be able to at least finish getting my temporary shelter up there, which is just a tarp and a little fireplace, a little lean-to. So up the steep hill and onwards to camp. It's super wet, it's been raining a lot. There's actually a flood watch in place at the moment, and parts of the track that I've walked over already have just been rivers of water and mud. But it's probably going to be pretty slippery coming up here as well because it's pretty steep. Sure is one steep hill. Got just enough light to see where I'm going. Alright, I'll put the torch on full so you can see what I'm up to, where I'm going. There we go. Goodbye night vision. I won't be able to see a thing after this. You can probably see all the moisture in the air. Actually, for me, with that light on, it's actually harder to see where I'm going because it's just bouncing back off the light of the fog. Nice bit of Richia dracophilia. These flowers have edible nectar in the summertime. You can see a bud starting to form there. Be able to get stuck into that come spring. And here we are back at my camp. Made it. That's my fire pit. Alright. Well, what I might do is actually get that tarp up. I'm not cold at all actually. I just came up that hill. I'm only in a shirt. It would probably be pretty damn cold if you'd just been sitting around. But obviously I've been walking up a hill, so that's not a problem. And I'll probably keep warm from getting things set up. I'm going to get the tarp set up just roughly for tonight because it probably is going to rain more. And as you can see, there's all this moisture in the air. I'm not sure if you can see that. Lots of fine droplets. Although the tarp's not going to stop that because that's just because I'm literally in a cloud at the moment. But at least if it starts raining, it'll give me somewhere dry to hang out. So I'm just going to finish this thing off roughly. The idea is I'm going to have sticks under the tarp to keep it nice and taut, but tonight I'll just string it up fairly roughly. Get my tent set up. Then at least I've got a dry space. I can't even tell if it's up straight, but yeah, I'll definitely redo it in the morning. Yep, that's nice and secure for now. Well, it's pretty shit tarp setup, and there's this big hole in the middle. And there's another one somewhere along that fold line, just that little one. So yeah, I reckon I can plug them up with gaffer tape. Alright, I've got that tarp set up, got the tent set up. The bush is dripping wet. It's not really raining, but basically in a cloud. I can just see like water droplets everywhere in front of me. So it's going to be hard to find anything that's going to burn that easily. Alright, I found this bit of wood here. It's soaking wet on the outside. And I reckon the bottom's pretty rotten. In fact, I can test that. Yep. But I'm thinking the upper portion is usually the last to rot. So well, it's been wedged between these trees, keeping it off the ground. So maybe if I slice about there, I might just get some dry wood out of that. Yep, that's pretty good. Alright, just been out collecting a bit of dry kindling. Not sure if I can really find enough to get a fire going, everything's so wet. But just here, it's a nice little mini rock shelter. It's actually a devil's den. So like a Tasmanian devil has been nesting in here at some point. I don't know, like a year ago when I came here, there was quite a lot of devil scat in here, although I can't see any now. You can see it goes right back in there. Perfect spot if you were the size of a Tassie devil. Nice dry ground. In fact, that's very dry kindling. This could be my ticket to a fire. Alright, let's get that back to camp now. Grab that. Alright. Going to use this burnt stump, which is from my last fire, to see if I can slice that in half and then use that as a base to get this fire going on. That. So as long as I can get a nice flat bit off it. There we go. Got this dry cutting grass, Garnia grandis, and there's all this lovely dry kindling from out of the devil's den. got lots of air in there, lots of space, so you can dry out as that bit of tinder burns away. Just got to hope that it dries out enough to catch before the tinder burns off. Just getting this bark off so that it can get the bark's wet. That way the flame can get to the wood. Well, got the fire going okay in the end, but cut up one of these bigger bits, which wasn't lying on the ground, but it wasn't standing either. It had kind of fallen over and wedged between some trees. Well guys, I'm going to get stuck into things tomorrow, so I'm just going to sit here and enjoy my dinner and have a pretty early night. I'll see you in the morning. Well, it's early morning and I've woken to the sound of a lyrebird, which is a bird that imitates the call of every other bird in the bush. Hopefully you can hear that. Just got the tea brewed. When I went to bed last night, I went to put the little action cam on the charger, and I realised I'd forgotten my battery bank. So that kind of severely limits how much filming I can do. The action camera is basically drained of battery. And also it's raining quite a bit, and that's the only camera that's waterproof. So I'm filming on the DSLR at the moment, and I don't want to get that out in the rain too much. It has stopped at the moment, but it's going to be on and off all day. And yesterday it was fairly impromptu actually. I was just like, it's kind of rainy, but there was a bit of blue sky, and I'm like, nah, let's just get up there. Which is why I kind of left in a rush and ended up forgetting the battery bank. Someone asked last time why in the comments why I left to come up here at night, and I did that again last night as well. Well, it's just, especially when it's an impromptu mission, by the time I get here, because it takes a few hours for me to get here, it's generally going to be dark, especially at this time of year with the sun setting so early. It would be good to be able to get away in the morning sometime and have a full day one up here as well as a second day. Maybe do two or three nights up here. Maybe that'll be a future video coming up, hopefully. But yeah, struggle to find the time at the moment. Got a lot of other projects going on. Yeah. Anyway, as I've got limited battery, I'm not going to be able to film too much. But I'll show you something. I'll show you what I've done maybe at the end of setting it up. I might put a few stays under here just so it's the pressure is on the timber rather than on the tarp, just because it gets pretty windy up here, and that'll preserve the tarp pretty well. It's quite a few hours since I was filming last. It's a bit of everything's steaming up because of all the moisture in the air. Yeah, I've got quite a lot done. I probably wouldn't have been able to get it all done if I had been filming. So maybe it turns out for the best that I ran out of, well, I forgot my battery bank. But this is where we're at. So what I've done is these are both forked bits, and the same on the other end there. They've been hammered into the ground. I didn't need to dig like I did with this fatter piece. They just hammered in nicely. And I've got 4 beams running this way. I'll probably stick another one across there. But they're not lashed on yet, so at the very least I want to get these 4 lashed on before I get out of here tonight. I only find small opportunities to get up here, and I'm going to make the most of each time. So I at least want to get the tarp back up. It's important to have this up with the tarp because, one, it gets fairly windy, and this is going to be much more stable than just a tarp, which was as it was tied up last night. And also it snows up here. Once again, going to stop filming just so I can get on with this, or I might leave it filming for a little while. But yeah, racing the light, got to get back down to the road before dark, or at least within an hour of dark anyway. So onwards. So I'm using hoochie cord to lash these, and I'm using a square lashing. And what I'm doing makes it a bit trickier, but I'm going to lash these underneath on this, just on this end, because if it's on top, that's going to be putting stress on the tarp, and we can already see that the tarp's worn a hole. So we get it under there, and then the tarp's just going to roll off the round edge of this spar. So I'll do to start with, just rest it there. I'm going to start with a clove hitch. This is where the real tension comes into play. Just going around like that. Grab my knife. Next time I'll cut the tail shorter, and I'll go over the ends with a lighter to stop them fraying. The other thing that could be done is just dab a little bit of super glue on the knot. Might do that next time too, just to stop it coming undone. Alright. Alright. I've tied the whole thing off now, and it's a lot more stable just having those 4 tarp supports all securely lashed on with square lashings. So I'm just going to pull the tarp on now. But at least this provides heaps of overhead shoulder, and unlike how it was set up last night, I can actually stand up quite easily, or I could sit here on a bed quite easily. Anyway, I've got to get this tied off before it gets dark and get out of here. It's on pretty securely now. I'll go over and have a quick closer look. So you can see it's almost on the ground. Just a couple of old logs or something like that will block the back of that off. And it's all tied on. Next time I'll probably cut back some of these because they will, when you've got them protruding from the top of the tarp, then water tends to run down them and starts dripping inside. So really haven't got much time though left now. So just got it done, and now I'm going to head back down the hill. I won't film that because I've got to try and get out of here before it gets dark, and my action cam's out of batteries. Thanks for watching again. I'll hopefully get this thing finished off in the next trip up here, which I'll film again, and see you then or on some other mission before that. Thanks for tuning in.